It's time to be honest. You can't blame it on Congress or President Obama. Make good on your promise. It's time to be honest. You can't blame it on Congress or President Obama. Make good on your promise. This first poem that I'm going to do tonight is called The Peace That Keeps Me Radical. People often ask, is that true, when they hear this particular poem? And I just want you to know that it is an art form of our real lives and our true stories. And so this is all the people in my life who have kept me radical and kept me honest and kept me struggling. This is the peace that keeps me radical, because otherwise, I might forget. Because when you're chilling in New York for a while, you get in that hanging out, just doing you, first world mindset, and so I spit. I spit to take myself back to the broken down shack in the slums outside of Quito, Ecuador, where my cousin Marcelo died from doing crack. I spit to slap me with the fact that every time I pay a tax, I help my government murder innocent people in Iraq, and there is nothing liberal or conservative about that. So take me back. Back to West African villages where poverty pillages my boys like Al-Mustafa, who I know are still living in utter desperation. Because these are the people and places that have shaped my political view. Not Fox or CNN, the New York Post or Daily News, nah. I use reality to keep my politics in order, and if I feel a little moderate, I spit this trip down to the border, where over 1,500 of our people have made their graves in the last 3 years. I keep it radical for each of them and all our families' tears, and if it appears that to be radical is too intense for me to fit in, that is all the more reason for me to stand here spitting the peace that keeps me radical. Because it's the same peace being demanded by the prisoners of Guantanamo. It's the peace that Native Americans deserve when they fought alongside Geronimo. This is the piece of skin torn from a mother's limb when Lebanon was bombed, and the piece of porcelain that reminds her children of her now that she is gone. This is the peace of Muslim prayer calls and the peace of Christian psalms. It is the peace that keeps me sewn into the fabric of every sweatshop. It is the last piece of bread before the famine stole the whole crop. This is the little piece of genius that my boys keep hidden under hoods. And this piece is to remind me it's not easy to be good. And I should be proactive like families hustling in the hood and always keep it moving, because doing nothing is not peace. Forget slamming for a score. This is my only way to breathe. Because art is more than my release when my commander-in-chief is a slanderous thief and I'm standing that deep in the blood of my peeps and I can't keep my head above water much longer. I spit to the dead and I said in their honor, forgive me and give me the peace to be stronger. And this is what they left. They left this breath in my lungs to be sung. When people are being murdered and poets are silenced by the state, I spit this peace to conquer hate in streets and then in courtrooms. I will get it in my cell until they throw me in the hole, and covered by their darkness, I will hold this piece of light that I have seen in children's eyes that reminds me why we fight. And from right here, I'll spit the depth of it. My tears cry beside the desolate, and there is no amount of hours and no governmental powers that will sicken me with mediocrity or turn me to a coward, because radical means rebuilding all the peace that they've devoured. And just in case you didn't hear me, let me spit it louder. I want peace from the Bronx to Baghdad to Sierra Leone. Peace for every man, woman, and child without a home. I want peace in Bolivia, Mexico, and Ecuador. Peace built on policies to stop keeping my people poor. I want peace on my block between us and the police. I want peace between America and the entire Middle East. I want peace so bad, but I need to want it more. I need to want it more than these weapons companies want war. And if you look, you will see that in my eyes. They are bloodshot red, because real men are not afraid to cry. And I'm not afraid to say that I believe peace is possible, but that is radical, my people. And radical means to the root. And if we have the courage to admit it, the root of peace is me and you. Remember, life should not be easy for any, while life is this hard for this many. So if I ever lose my radical point of view, please, just spit this piece to wake me up. And I promise, I'll come back to you.